Wait. Give me a second. Wait a second. Alright, that should be a bit better. Okay, so both kind of cool news and exciting news, and also some sort of lame news on top of that. Uh First and foremost, hello guys. Ah, frick, I forgot to get a can of sparkle water. That's kind of awkward, actually. Gosh freaking dang it. uh, should I just get it? No. It's fine. We don't need it. We don't need it. It's scuffed enough as it is, anyways. Hey guys, it's Monday. I would normally be streaming like, I don't know, Kingdom Hearts 2 at this point, but I did it. So I've been talking about this for a little bit, but I've gotten a new PC. Hi, Joker. So I have, thank you for the hydrate redeem. I'll go do that. I do have a cup of water. So I did get a new PC yesterday. But here's the thing, right? So the PC was supposed to come way later. It was supposed to, so today's what, the 18th? 17th, sorry. So it was supposed to come on the 24th. Then I got an email saying it was going to come actually 6 days later, so it'd show up on the 18th. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I usually go shopping, like my groceries and stuff, on Tuesdays. So I was like, okay, cool. So when the day comes, I can go out shopping, go to like Best Buy or something and get the things I need to set it up. Like maybe go to like a furniture store, get like a desk, because I don't have enough desk space for the PC. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I was like, all right, this kind of works out. I can get all that stuff the day of and then set everything up and everything will be fine and dandy. Imagine my surprise when I went outside to take out some garbage and I saw this big black box just chilling on my front, like on my front porch. And I was like, okay. I wonder what that is. So I bring this big black box in. I cut open just the top just to see what's inside, and lo and behold, it's my new PC. And I am not prepared whatsoever for it. So that's cool. I do not have a desk for it, so it's currently chilling on a cardboard box next to my setup. Actually, I can take a picture of it. Let's see if I can showcase it real quick. Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise, don't get me wrong. Let me see if I can actually show you guys what my setup looks like right now. It's real scuffed. And because I'm using like Streamlabs, it's gonna be a little bit of a pain to make a source for this, but okay, we can throw this here and then go. I just need to make sure I don't accidentally do anything particularly stupid. What the fudge did I save it? Am I trolling? I think I'm trolling. Oh yeah, so the reason why I'm PNG today is because I didn't save my model into this PC. I need to back that data up either in a cloud or I transfer it using a hard drive. So I don't technically have it in my PC right now, which is, you know, a tad awkward to put it simply. Where the heck did I save this thing? Oh, I have to be real careful with this. I just realized some cloud stuff has transferred over and things don't look incredible. Where did okay, I'm trolling. What the fudge is this? Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Alright, where did I save this image? Oh, wait. No, seriously, where did I save this image? I literally just saved it, and I swear I select this What's going on here? Oh wait, no, it is there. Wait, what the fudge is going on? Why can't I... Oh, I think I'm using the wrong source. Actually, yeah, I'm using the wrong source. Alright. Oh, Lord. Alright, let's try this again. We just need an image. There we go, there we go. No, it's not playing with me, Joker. I'm just not very smart. To be quite frank with you. I believe this is it. Oh god, well that totally showed up the way I thought it would. Alright, this image is very large, so give me a second while I downsize it. There you go. You could, oh, there, yep, that's my setup. There's a bunch of stuff. It's pretty cool. You can see the PC in front of a music stand, and boom, it's on a cardboard box. There you go. It's on a cardboard box. Where do I put this? I could put it like here, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's literally just it's just chilling on a cardboard. It's an Alienware PC. I got it for a pretty decent sale. It has decent specs too. It has a Ryzen 5 7600X with a 4070, I believe it is, or a RTX 4070. It looks futuristic. It kind of does. The picture when I bought it suggested that it would have like a window on the side of it so you can see the inside more clearly, and it would have more RGB. I'm okay with it not having RGB, to be honest. I actually kind of like how more simplistic it looks, to be honest. But this is just to like put into perspective how my desk space looks now and where it's positioned. Ignore the music stand. That's back when I still played clarinet in high school, and I've yet to move it. But yeah, it's just chilling on a cardboard. But I need to buy a table for it. I was gonna do that later this week. It showed up. It's a bit weird. That should give you. Yeah, no, that cardboard box is for my monitor. Okay, so this entire time, right? I've been using a laptop to stream. So the past 2 years of streaming, I've been using this like decent gaming laptop that I also got on a pretty big sale. Funnily enough, I think I spent more on my laptop than I did on this PC, and this PC specs is way better than the laptop. There's also a couple things I need to do. I need to re-add my microphone filters and stuff because I use an Elgato Wave 3, as you can see over up there in the picture. I use an Elgato Wave 3, and I need to fix my microphone filters and stuff. The good thing, the really cool thing, though, about all this is that there's no sound. Or, okay, the PC obviously makes sound. It has the fans whirring. But it's like so much quieter than my laptop. And it helps because my laptop had to be on the desk. And so the sound was like right next to my microphone, but now the PC's up more to the side. It's more behind it. I had to move my microphone. It used to be on my left, now it's on my right, and it feels really weird. Usually because my setup is the way it looks. Like I had a monitor in front of me, I have a monitor to my right, and whenever I had to like speak to the microphone, it would be to my left. Now it's to my right, so now whenever I look right, I can hear myself louder as well. I was messing around with some filters, but then I realized I needed to stream today or as planned, and I messed up. I was gonna play Kingdom Hearts. I don't have it. I didn't install it. I didn't install it, and that game is massive. It's like 80 gigs. It'll take me at least an hour to fully install it. Hence why this has turned into a Cedo Just Chatting stream while I figure things out. So here's the thing, right? Because like I have so much extra space on my computer now because my laptop had a bunch of like college document stuff. I have gotten some interesting. Actually, wait. So I can give me a second. Let me pause this royalty-free music and give you guys an idea of how silent this thing is now. So if I turn my noise gates off, Wow, you guys actually can't hear it, even with the noise gate off. Yeah, that's dead silent. You can only kind of hear it when I'm talking. That's crazy. My microphone is picking it up. It's just like not. Oh no, it is picking it up. You guys can kind of hear it. Yeah. Yeah. That's with the noise gate off. So which means that means a lot. I do. Uh there are noise suppression stuff led by Elgato. And yeah, my microphone is picking it up. I wouldn't be surprised if if you can't hear anything. But the Elgato does have its own software, and among it includes like its own suppression. It's all AI based, and it's kind of interesting. But the problem is it drowns me out. Like you can't hear me sometimes when I'm just talking and talking and talking, and it like cuts me out for like half a syllable, and then it comes. It's really annoying. Plus, so there's two, right? There's the one that cuts me out, and there's the other which I can control properly. But there's this major issue with it. Like it's actually such a major problem. Uh, so the way it works is that there's a slider, and you have to you like turn it on, and then you can change like how much suppression you want, which is like perfect. Or in theory it's perfect, right? Like, oh, I can make it just so it suppresses the fan in the background, which isn't even that loud, but I would like it to not be an issue whatsoever. So I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. Only for me to realize something. When I use this microphone, I have it constantly feed my own audio back to me so I can hear myself. So I know if something's weird going on my audio, and also so I can hear stuff in the background because I use noise canceling headphones. And honestly, I like being able to hear stuff around me. So the microphone tells me when, my, like someone's calling me in the house or something. But the thing, oh wait, let me turn my music back on. My bad. Uh, that kind of stuff. But the main issue is that with this particular or noise suppression thing, is that it delays my feedback, and it shuts down any possibility of me able to like have a conversation or talk in any conceivable way. Because imagine trying to talk to somebody while hearing yourself talk half a second later. So it's like I just can't do it. It's literally impossible. I cannot speak with it unless I turn my feedback off, and I don't want to do that because it's very useful for me to have. Uh, and so there's not much I can do about that. I do have a couple simple filters. I added a compressor so that if you don't know what a compressor filter does, it makes it so my soft voice, so like me speaking softly, will come out more clearly. Like my voice won't be cut off by my microphone. And when I speak loudly, it doesn't peak the microphone and cut me off that way. So the idea is to make my highs lower and my lows higher so that you guys can constantly hear me. I had the same thing on my old setup as well. Very, very convenient. Something that I think a lot of YouTubers should have, because during the period of time where I was looking into indie VTubers that I could like watch and follow along with, there was a major issue with peaking microphones where VTubers would start screaming at their microphones and you just can't hear them. They needed a compressor. Every single one of them, they needed a compressor. And the worst part is, yeah, it is very useful. And the worst part about this is if you use OBS to stream, OBS has a compressor. You just need to add it to your microphone, or you need to add it to your microphone mixer. And then like there's a compressor right there. It's easy to set up. You just have to know it's there, and I guess they don't really look into it, which is something that you should, especially if you don't have like, if you're still using a relatively cheap USB microphone. All the OBS stuff is really useful. Heck, OBS has a noise gate, it has a noise suppression, as a compressor, as an equalizer. It's crazy. Actually, and speaking of, I was here. I'm gonna pause. Also, you guys can probably hear my key presses a little bit more, which is I don't, is that a plus or a minus? I'm not sure. It depends, I guess, if you really like the sound of the clickety clack of my keyboard. Yeah. So if you like that, then sure, but it might get annoying if I'm playing certain games. We'll see how it goes. But the thing I was gonna do now, I have an equalizer. Uh, so if the compressor, the job of the compressor is to make sure that my highs are lower and my lows are lower, so or lows are higher, so that you can hear me properly. The equalizer kind of shifts the microphone quality. So there's like certain sounds that people's voices give. Like there's like a more boxy, there's more boom and warmth, like a nasally sound, that kind of stuff. The microphone, different microphones will convey this differently, and an equalizer will let you kind of pinpoint how you want to sound to the microphone. I'm not sure how this is gonna go streaming wise. If I were to like start messing with this, there's a lawnmower. Someone's mowing the lawn outside. Frick. This is why a noise suppressor would be nice, because you guys don't have to hear that either. Probably this is probably the main reason why I shouldn't stream in the afternoons. It wasn't a huge deal before because my noise gate, I set my noise gate super high because my laptop fan was really annoying. So it would cut off sound like people mowing the lawn in the afternoon. But I guess now that's something I'm gonna have to worry about. Okay. Back to the equalizer. The equalizer can kind of change how I sound. So as I mess around with the settings here, yeah, you'll notice that I start. I don't know how well this is actually working in Streamlabs. It probably sounds really weird. Oh, sorry, that probably peaked a little bit. But then I can go lower on this end, or I can go higher. I can mess around with like the boom and the warmth. This is oh god, this sounds weird. I feel like I'm just encompassing, I'm in my own ears. Like I am in my own ears, but it's like even more so than usual. This is like the type of setting that you would increase for like ASMR or something. And then I can lower it, and then you can hear more. I guess if this is like a warmer tone versus something a little bit boomier. Whoa, that's so weird. This is actually the first time I'm playing around with this, and this is very, very fun. I like this. I like this quite a bit. Hello. So this is the nasally bit, so I can sound more nasally like this, or I can lower it a little bit like that. It's pretty interesting, actually, honestly. It's probably like a way for people who want to convey their voice in a very specific way. Like I think ASMR people in particular, they kind of want a closer, smoother sound, so that their voice is conveyed in like a very specific way, which you know I can definitely understand for the most part. I don't know how I want to convey my own voice though. I'm gonna be honest with you. How do I want to sound? I do scream at you guys sometimes. I'll give you that. I do scream sometimes. Uh, Not often, but I do. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. Do I want like a warmer tone maybe? I like lower this a bit, and then I take on a more like a warmer, more friendly, cozy atmosphere. Or I could, oh, this sounds weird when I try and do that. Oh god. But I can take on a warmer tone. Or I just constantly just yap. Yap. This is pretty. The worst part is I don't even know if you guys can like hear this to the same extent as I can. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just trolling. Maybe you guys think I'm freaking crazy right now. Here, there's a way for me to check. Where's my earbuds? Where are my earbuds? I don't know where they are. I think they're downstairs. I don't want to go downstairs. I can hear some differences. Okay, so I'm not just being a complete troll. Actually, I could probably check. Give me a second. I could probably check to make sure that my microphone is properly working. Or am I don't know, man. I'm definitely trolling. Okay, let me see what's feeding back here through my microphone in Streamlabs. It is the Wavelength microphone. All right, sick. Wait, actually, I'm curious about something. If I were to do... Okay, I might randomly silence myself. Give me a second. Hello? Is this better? I don't know if this is better. This might be even worse, to be honest with you. Oh, this is freaking weird. This is what happens when I just start messing around with the settings a tad too much. Wee. It's actually editing the sound of the lawnmower. That's freaking hilarious. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh god. I don't know, man. Wub 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 wub. Wub 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 wub. My bad. That might hurt your ears. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Is this better? Maybe this is better. I don't know how to equalize my voice. I could just keep it at like normal and then just be happy this way. You know what? Unlike some people, I'm happy with the way I'm sound. Do I want like a warmer or a boomier voice? Bwahahaha. Freaking lawnmower. Gosh dang it, dude. Why is this a lot? Why do you gotta lawn or I was about to say lawn your mow. What's wrong with me? Why you gotta mow your lawn at this time? Gosh dang it, man. It's only like 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Ridiculous. Let's see. If I reduce... Oh, nope, I don't like that. So this is what I sound like normally, and if I lower this, and then I can lower this end, and then how does that sound? Oh, boy. I'll mess around with this later. I probably shouldn't be doing this right now. This sounds really weird. Okay. Gosh, freaking dang it, dude. I'm so stupid, dude. I can't believe I forgot to like literally yesterday I was like, oh, like I got the PC, like it looks so cool, and then when I turn it on, it like, well, before it glowed like a cyan color. I changed it to purple. I like the purple glow. I might change it again. I think orange and yellow would look pretty cool too. When I got the PC and I was looking at it and I turned it on and I like saw how it looked. I don't know why. If you knew if you remember the RGX Vandal or Phantom, like the RGX skin line in Valorant, it kind of reminded me of that, like the black version of it, and I was like, oh, like I could color it like the RGX. I could get like that nice yellow or like the blue of like or what other colors that could you get off the black Vandal RGX coloring? It was blue. You could get whites. You could get yellow. I think there's like a few other colors. I don't remember. I remember when I got this, I was like, dang, this is like an RGX fan. And I was like, dude, I don't even play Valorant anymore. Yeah, I don't even play Valo much anymore. Like, why am I so Valorant pilled when I get my PC? RGB kind of reminds me of ISO, like the coloring. I can see it, I guess. I don't know too much about ISO though. I think I stopped playing. What character did I stop playing on? Honestly, it's probably better if I say maps. I stopped playing when Sunset came out. I've not played. I played like one game of Sunset, and that's because I played it with a friend relatively recently because they wanted to play some Valorant, and I was like, okay, I'm down. I'm so bad now though. Holy crap. Taking like a year and a half or like a year break from Valorant. Oh god, I'm so bad at the game now. If I want to like improve, I'm gonna have to play that game more, and I don't know if I want to play that game more. It was fun though. Maybe I should like take a picture of my whole setup. Do I have anything on my desk that's a little weird? I have like an allergy nasal spray, but I don't really use it. But there's that. I have my glasses. I have 2 pairs of glasses on my desk right now. Actually, I have my blue light glasses. I would like to point out that blue light is probably a scam. But I've been getting value out of my blue light glasses, not because they're blue light, but because they're fake glasses. And during a period of time where my hair was getting super long, that it was covering my eyes, I was using my blue light glasses to continue to use the computer without having to have my hair in my eyes anymore. So that's why I've been using blue light, not because I don't think it helps with eye strain, but mostly just because I felt like it helped in other ways. Yeah, it was pretty convenient. At my normal, what else? I have a cup of water. I have my watch. I don't think there's anything particularly incriminating. I just need to make sure that what I'm showing on screen won't dox me because I'm really stupid like that, and I've definitely almost doxed myself a couple of times already. Dude, I still remember I did a Bloons Tower Defense stream like a month ago, and I clicked on the account button and it showed off my personal email that I use for like everything. Like I have a streaming email and I have my own personal email, and it just flashed it on screen for like a solid 10 seconds, and I was like, you piece of crap. BTD6 of all games. Freaking gosh freaking dang it, dude. I had to scrap that VOD. I could have edited it out technically by blinking it. I'm just too lazy. I can't do it. I can barely gather the motivation and willpower to like strap my VODs together whenever my internet dies and my VODs are split. Like that shouldn't take me as long as it does. I still have a Kingdom Hearts 2 stream from like 2 weeks ago that I have not uploaded because of that, and I don't have any so relatable. I haven't uploaded that VOD because I'm too lazy to go into like OpenShot or CapCut or whatever like free video editing software I can use. Oh, I need to get freaking OpenShot and CapCut back on my computer. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeesh. What else? Oh, dude, there's so many things that I forgot that I need to reinstall into my computer. I need to install Kingdom Hearts, the remix, so I can continue to stream that. Now that I have this PC, I can, dude, the possibilities of what I can stream have increased dramatically. Like there are some games I try to stream, like Nier Automata, which was screwing with VTube Studio. Like everything was just dying. As much as I enjoyed streaming Nier Automata, like it just made things a little bit jankier than it needed to be. I might actually return to Nier now that have the PC, so I can do New Game Plus and like properly do a run through of New Game Plus on Nier, because I did enjoy that game, and I wish that I could get more into it. It's just I don't have motivation to play Nier unless I'm streaming it. I could stream Helldivers too. I don't really want to play that game anymore because of the way Sony runs it, and it's really predatory, and I freaking hate it. But I still really like the game, and I really like the developers of Helldivers too. What are they? Arrowhead Studios. I really like Arrowhead. I think Arrowhead is a great company or game developer. I just really hate that Sony was their publisher and they own the IP, and then they did some really dumb bullcrap with what they did with the game, which is why I haven't been playing it. And I know a lot of people who are upset about it, but I don't know. It would be Helldivers 2 is probably the most like GPU intensive game I have on my Steam list. Do I have anything else? I don't think so. Oh, I could play Street Fighter on stream. The only reason why I haven't been playing Street Fighter, well, okay, I did play Street Fighter 6 when the game came out, and I really enjoyed it, and I played it. I hit Platinum, and then I stopped playing. My motivation for playing Street Fighter was there was a friend of mine that I knew that liked Street Fighter, and I wanted to play with them, but they kind of stopped playing, so I stopped playing. But I'm down to get back into Street Fighter, like if no reason other than just because I can stream it. Plus, I mean, I like Street Fighter. So that'd be pretty fun. Also, I don't know if my laptop could have run Street Fighter 6 at like decent settings. I'd probably have to lower it, and the game looks kind of ugly after a certain point. That game was pretty fun. There's probably like a few single player games that I would love to play that are like VGU intensive, and I'd probably struggle otherwise. And some people have been telling me to play games like Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know if I actually want to play that game because I'm not a huge fan of open worlds, but I don't know, we'll see. I don't know. It's like really strange, like having like a decent computer, like a full PC. Like you can barely hear it. Dude, I can do karaoke again. The reason why I didn't like doing karaoke was because a laptop fan I felt was screwing everything over. But I could freaking do karaoke again. I haven't touched my uke in like 2 years. I have it. Actually, here, give me a second. It's right here. It's in my closet. Holy crap. Dude, I feel like I feel like I'm freaking like Harrison Jones and I'm uncovering like a freaking relic of the past. Or Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford. I said Harrison Jones, didn't I? What's wrong with me? Harrison Ford. I feel like I'm Harrison Ford or Indiana Jones uncovering. Bro, this thing's gonna be so attitude. Actually, it's not that bad, all things considered. I don't remember how to tune this. I don't remember how to tune this. I'll be honest with you. Oh god. I could probably find a tuner online. Yeah, I don't know if this is okay. It's probably not. I wouldn't be surprised if like someone who plays uke shows up and they're just like, Cyrus Apricot, you complete like disgrace to ukuleles everywhere. That's not how that's supposed to work. It's not supposed to sound like that. And I'm just like, okay, bro. Dude, do I even remember how to play this? I know C is just... I know this is G, A minor, F, and now I've mastered every single song. Every Western pop culture song in existence. I definitely forgot a lot of stuff. Like, I probably can't do some of the songs I really liked playing. I can't do, like... I remember I spent a lot of time learning Shelter by Porter Robinson on the uke. I can't remember that. Like there are a bunch of chords in there that were outside of just the 4 chords, and I don't remember that. I think I remember the chord or the strum or not the strum pattern, the plucking pattern, whatever the hell it's called. There are a couple other songs. There's some Ghibli songs I try to learn. Dang, this is gonna be an undertaking. I don't remember how to play this. Or I remember... Do I remember, like, strumming patterns? Dude, I'm so slow. I'm so freaking slow. Dude, I used to be able to do this so much faster. Holy crap, I'm so slow. Yeesh. I'm crusty as hell. That's crazy. Uh, is there a song that I remember how to like actually do? I don't freaking know. I could probably do like over somewhere over the rainbow, but I don't remember the lyrics. The only part I remember is the somewhere over the rainbow bit, and that's it. Okay, let me put this away. That's crazy. Yeah, but most of the reason, part of the reason why I didn't like doing karaoke and stuff was solely because of my laptop then. It was just constantly in the way, and I felt like it lowered my audio quality significantly. So that's a plus, I guess. I can look to do that again. Dude, like, just me strumming, like, my fingers aren't built for this anymore. Nostalgic. I've only done it a few times, even when I was trying to do it. That was during the days when I was super VTuber pilled. That was during the days when I was actually active on X, and I was like, like messaging, DMing people for collabs, and you know, I was so VTuber pilled then. I'm barely a VTuber anymore. I have a model. That's it. I could be a flesh tuber now. I could just turn on my webcam. No, I could just turn on my webcam and whatchamacallit, and just become a flesh tuber. The only reason why I'm not doing that is because I built my brand over the past 2 years of me being Cyrus Apricot Beachman, and it feels weird throwing that away. Okay. Secret lore about myself. Might as well. I mean, I had to talk about something, right? Super secret lore about me. There was when I joined LCN, LCN being like the small VTube project that it was, they basically just gave us our models and then let us do very small tweaks to them, which, you know, makes sense. Because it would be a lot of work to do everything from scratch. It was just easier for the people involved to make like pre-make VTuber models and then just sauce them out to the talents. And when I saw what I looked like, I just started laughing. Like, Cyrus looks like a freaking delinquent, I'm telling you. I think I've changed the image of Cyrus quite a bit. To less of a delinquent and more of just like a lovable crook. I think I've definitely changed his image with my personality. But when I initially got the models, he was a freaking delinquent. He had more piercings. He had like helix piercings. He had a chain piercing as well. The necklace that I currently have was like, I think it was hugging my collarbone. It was so short. It was incredibly short. There's a couple of other I forgot. There's a couple things I did, other minor changes that I made. But generally speaking, when I saw him, I just started laughing because he looked like such a freaking delinquent, and I am not really that big of one. I'd like to see the delinquent version. Well, here's the thing. I didn't change all that much. I think it's the eyes. It's the eyes that get me. Like, my eyes are so blank when you actually look at them properly. And it's a stare too. I look like I would kill somebody and not bat an eye. Like, seriously, look at the model when I'm not talking. I belong in Danganronpa. I would have won. I would have won too if I was in Danganronpa. There, and that plus the extra piercings, like plus all that stuff. It was so funny. I showed it to some of my IRL friends with permission from my manager, of course, and they started laughing too. They're just like, "Dude, this guy does not look like you at all." And I was like, "Yeah, nah, not at all." I think I've turned him into me over time. I think it helped a lot that I did like voice reveals and started talking more on Twitter and stuff. And I just kind of turned him more into like a lovable dweeb over the course. At least I hope I did. That's the image that I was trying to change him into. And then eventually he just became me. I think I did try to act a little bit when I first started streaming and VTubing and stuff. Uh, but after a while, it was just too much work. Especially with how long my streams were. When I first started, I was pulling like 8 hour streams every single stream. I only stream twice a week, or 2 or 3 times a week, but every stream was like 6 to 8 hours long. Something was wrong with me, man. Like honestly, something was wrong with me. Uh, but I had a conversation with other people and like other VTuber friends of mine, and one of their questions stuck with me for a while, and they said, have I ever like considered making a VTuber model myself, like commissioning one, and then like coming up with a thematic and all that kind of stuff, and like if I have, like what would it have been? Uh, and it was a very weird question, and it was a really interesting one because I did technically like develop OCs for VTubing, but it was never for like anything particularly special. It was for auditioning, because if you've ever auditioned for VTuber groups and companies and stuff, one of the questions would always be like, introduce yourself in 5 minutes. Introduce yourself, or like introduce a character of like that you could role play as, and then actually no, it wasn't even introduce yourself. A lot of the older ones back in like 2022 were introduce a character of your like making. And like they said, oh, if you have an image that would help, but you don't have to have one. It could just be an audio recording. Just make sure you upload it to YouTube, that kind of stuff. I remember, and I had to really sit down and think about what kind of character and like VTuber model I would like to be. Like what would suit me the best. And I think I've developed my own personality and character as a streamer over the past 2 years well enough that it's probably fair to say that from like a one-to-one perspective with Cyrus and me, we don't match all that well. I think I made it work eventually. I think I did make it work, but we do not match very well. If you were just to put my personality next to Cyrus, I don't know. If you were to like considering everybody from LCN, and like knowing how just the way the VTuber models looked, I do not look like the responsible one. I look like the freaking crazy in the head psychopath one. The one, and like I ended up being the most responsible. Like if you had to pick out of the everybody, Aspen definitely looked the most. Actually, wait, I think, give me a second. I think if I play this correctly, I could probably pull up everyone's models here, which would be pretty interesting to do. I just need to make sure I choose the right stuff. Olay, these are some old files that I'm opening here. Okay. I need to make sure I don't drastically screw this up. So I'm going to be adding some sources here. This kind of stuff takes a while and it's kind of annoying, but I should probably add these sources regardless, because it's just kind of interesting to be able to show you guys stuff. Where is it? Models. Okay, so I think the person who is if you just by looking at the models, the person who looks the most mature and like responsible and would probably be the leader of the group, was probably this guy. It's probably Aspen, honestly. Aspen definitely looks the most responsible out of all of us, and you can't really say much, I don't think, about that. I remember when Ren, Haru, and I were talking about Aspen, we were like, all of us were just like, he kind of looks like a mom, very androgynous, uh, but he looks mature and stuff. But in the end, he became the least mature of us all. I'm not gonna dwell on this too much because, as I said, I don't want to like go back to uh hairstyle. Kind of reminds me of those anime moms. It's like Pokemon, you know? It's like Pokemon moms. But yeah, no, he kind of looks like a mom, and so I'm not gonna dwell on the LCN bit too much because I said I wasn't gonna talk about it much anymore. I'm just kind of using it to prove a point here. But I definitely did not look like the most responsible of the four, and I ended up being the most responsible of the four. So when my friend asked me like what kind of VTuber model would you make, I was like, I don't know. And then there are like a couple of ways I thought I could go about it. And so during the couple of months that I was role playing and like sending VTube auditions and having to introduce this character, the first character that I made and that I role played as, I don't think he had a name. Now that I think about it, I think I just referred to him as Villager A, because that was the whole premise. So the idea, the sort of personality that I was encapsulating with Villager A was was a character who was naive and didn't know anything about the world. The whole point of Villager A was a character in a video game, right? So a video game character that was not important whatsoever. He was Villager A character that would just exist in this world, and you would just walk by him, and like if you talk to him, he might say like a random line about how great the weather is or something, or maybe even give you slight advice like, oh, if you're looking for the guild that you're gonna work at, just go down this road, and on the second right, that'll be it, you know, that kind of thing. So my whole idea was Villager A, NPC in a random like RPG that randomly gains sentience one day, and is just really freaking confused at what's going on. Like, he doesn't know much about the internet, because I didn't. I still don't, to be honest. I'm still relatively naive, and like just completely oblivious about that kind of stuff. But the whole idea of a Villager A was that he was a dude who spent his entire life doing like the same thing over and over and over again, and then one day he wakes up and he's like, I have no idea what's going on. And then he like finds a way to make his way towards the internet as a whole, like outside of his game, into the whole idea. It like comes out it. I mean, kind of, yeah. Whole point of him is that he stumbles upon he becomes like a program that like runs itself around the internet, and he's super clueless about everything, but he's really interested in what's going on. And he was like, you know, he's naive and relatively innocent, doesn't know about a lot of stuff, but he just wants to learn about stuff like that kind of, like, that was the character I was playing as. It was like this network hopping Villager A who's trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and is both very intrigued, entertained, and horrified by what he finds. That was a character that I was role playing as. Unfortunately, I couldn't make him that interesting while role-playing, because it's the kind of character that I think becomes more interesting with stories. Like, I would make up stories about Villager A's life and then tell them through the lens of a villager. That kind of stuff would have been really fun. But I didn't... like, to introduce a character like that, you can't make super interesting stories. And so from a audition perspective, he probably wasn't the strongest character to have latched onto. But I still think he was a pretty fun idea, and I would not be against actually sitting down and making a model of Villager A. Then about a year passes after I get accepted into LCN, and this is around the time where I realized that LCN is freaking dead, and that I didn't have as much time to stream as I would have liked. and I would like to stream more, but I couldn't find a feasible way to do so when I, should have just kept, I should have found a job, or I did find a job and work and stuff. So if I found like a genuine way to make streaming viable, not necessarily for like consistent income, but to make it so that I can do something with it and I don't feel like I'm just throwing bullcrap into the wind. So during that period of time I started auditioning again. I don't think I ever talked about this because I don't think it's a very good idea for me to announce that I'm auditioning for other VTuber groups and companies while I'm still not technically sure if I'm affiliated with one anymore. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not, but I kind of am, but not really. Like, I'm not contracted or obligated. Like, I'm just obligated, but like everyone's dead, so I don't know. So I didn't really announce this much, except I think I talked about it with a few friends, and Mel, being the VTuber like connoisseur that she is, was sending me various VTuber auditions and information on various groups and stuff. So I would find time to find these auditions and then just make one or two videos, like audition videos, and send them. And this is where my second roleplay character came in. A part of me thought maybe I'll just roleplay a Sai, because that's what I've been doing and I'm very used to it. But I didn't really want to use Cyrus for the auditions. I don't know why, I just didn't feel like it. So this is where the second character came in. And I kind of like him, actually. If I were to scrap Cyrus Apricot, just say, like, we're done with him. I've like, from like a year of streaming, I've made enough money to try to scrap together a new model and then try and rig it, like find rigging and stuff. I would probably do this character. I don't know how well I could do this character, like, in retrospect. I think then I was a better fit for it. Now, maybe not so much. But the character that I came up with was Lucid, a dream observer. He exists in like a dream world, and what he does is he just hops around from dream to dream. He doesn't interact with them that much. He just kind of observes and watches. He gets like he's really lazy. He just kind of wants to be entertained and like watch stuff. He does things at his own pace. And he always moves at like a very slow and like at his own speed kind of pace. Like, he will do things as he wants to, and he won't feel at all like stressed or pressured to push for anything. Like, if he has to do a task, he will drag it out for as long as possible. Not because he wants to drag it out, but because he doesn't feel an urge to do it immediately. He'll just get to it eventually in his own time. And so he just kind of moves from dream to dream, sometimes kind of messing around with someone's dream to like entertain himself. But the whole point of him was that he was a dream hopper. Like a dream, not even like a hopper, because he wouldn't do it intentionally. He was more like a dream like wanderer. He would just move passively, like sleeping and not sleeping and observing and doing things at his own pace. And I feel like he kind of suits me to a certain degree, because I very much am the kind of person who just likes to take things at my own pace and do things as I want to. And from that perspective, he really suits me. Of course, I probably have to roleplay a little bit to make it really work, but it's not really difficult for me to play as a languid character who just does things at his own pace and reacts differently to things. But when he gets like, a little bit invested into something, he gets really invested into it. That was Lucid. I did think about becoming an aquatic VTuber, and then I realized, especially after spending so much time on Twitter, that aquatic VTubers are just like, they're everywhere, man. I love the thematic of them, don't get me wrong. Like, I've seen a lot of really good looking like aquatic VTubers and really interesting designs and such. And maybe like a part of me was like yeah, I can vibe with that. I'd like to do something like that. But at the same time, there's so many of them. It's so hard to like differentiate yourself, especially when everyone's just comparing you to Gargura, Shy Lily. There's like that one big shark VTuber out there. Like there's a ton of medium size and big VTubers, and it'd be kind of difficult to just not be somebody who's trying to copy them to a certain degree. And obviously, I wouldn't be, but Twitter's Twitter, and then public, like that kind of stuff is the way it is, unfortunately. Plus, like if I'm gonna make a character, if I'm gonna make an OC and someone that me myself will embody and become, as like a proper original person and character, I want to be unique. And obviously trying to be unique in today's age is really hard. Like it's really difficult. Like remember all those years back when I was fighting tooth and nail with my chat and I was like, I'm not an apricot, screw you guys. And then one day I said, you know what? If there's an apricot VTuber out there, I'm gonna have a talk with them about this. And we actually found an apricot VTuber. And we actually found a VTuber that is an apricot. And then I talked to her and she was really cool and chill. And like, I actually had a really fun conversation with her. And we set up a collab that didn't actually work out because time zones and things just didn't work out. I think she got sick with COVID, I think, or something during that period of time. But we actually found an apricot. Like, where did an apricot VTuber come from? Like, that is such a crazy idea, right? And as much of as a meme as it is, as much of a joke as it is, here, it's still really funny to think that there is like a legit apricot VTuber, and that there are just VTubers of every single like shape, size, and color that exists out there. And it's really cool. Like, I think my favorite, I didn't like being on Twitter. I'm gonna be upfront. I did not like being on Twitter as a VTuber, yeah, as a VTweeter. I did not like doing it. It felt like I was constantly pressured to respond to people, and then people would follow me, and then I would notice other VTuber friends that I follow are following them, and so I'd feel obligated to follow them. But then I would realize that I didn't really vibe with their content and stuff that they were throwing out there. I think there are a few lewd tubers that I accidentally followed because they followed me first and then my friends followed them, so I would follow them. And then immediately after, my feed would just be bombarded with prawn, and not the shrimpy kind. There's just so much prawn in my Twitter feed, and I was like, I don't like looking at this, so I would unfollow them, and then people would be like, would DM me saying, hey, why'd you unfollow me? And I would just be like, I mean, like, I just didn't like seeing prawn in my feed. I'm not that kind of person. And then I was like, oh, frick, man. And I just felt constantly pressure, and it sucked, and I hated it. I think the only fun parts was when I didn't feel pressured to interact with people. But when you join I think it's the VTuber Twitter community, to be fair, did not help much with that. Because everyone felt like they're constantly connected with one another. And then even when I'm not involved, like somebody would find me and then make me more involved into the community. And it was a hassle. It was just a big hassle. Both a pro and a con of the VTuber community, which is the Twitter community, which is you get drawn in very quickly when you're new, but also on the other hand, you get drawn in really quickly when you're new. The community on Twitter can be scary. Yeah, exactly. Like, you start talking with some people that you think are cool, and then they get into drama, and then you're just like, oh, okay. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. I'm down. It was as interesting as it was, straight up as interesting as it was not what I expected and what I wanted when I first started streaming, which is why I left, sort of. I mean, I pretty much left at this point. But I had a point with this. What was my point again? I was trying to what the fudge? Why did I mention this again? I just started ranting about it for very briefly. I'll remember what my point was. Gosh dang it, Cockabell Aureus. The curse strikes again. I actually can't remember what the point of me bringing all this stuff up was. Oh, it was the whole like Ocean VTuber, or part of it was the Ocean VTuber bit. I don't freaking know. Regardless, if I were to rebrand into a completely different VTuber, it would probably be good old Lucid the Dream Wander. And I think the idea of like a VTuber encompassing dreams, I'm sure there's someone out there that does that. I'm sure there's plenty of people that have done a dream VTuber. But the thing is, I haven't seen them. Oh wait, no, I remember what my point was. I remember what my actual point was. My actual point was the moments that I genuinely enjoyed browsing my Twitter feed was seeing new VTubers. Like seeing people reveal their models, showcase their what were they called again? Like those sheets that would showcase their models from different angles, so you could see what the character looks like, and it also shows like the colors, so that if people wanted to do art of them, like they would know what colors to use. I forgot. I'm sorry. What those are called? Reference sheets. There you go. Reference sheets. That's what I was talking about. Seeing reference sheets and seeing people showcase their models on Twitter was by far my favorite thing of actually being a VTuber, and like kind of scrolling through my feed like every few days, because it was just cool. Like obviously some of them were more generic, but it's kind of hard to be original nowadays. And honestly, I think more generic, like simpler designs are not. I mean, hey, look at me. My design is, I have a tank top, I have a necklace, I got short hair, simple bait. Like there isn't much to me. I think the only reason why I'm considered unique at all is because I have a tank top, and like not many VTubers have those. A lot of VTubers have a lot more complex clothing. They have like all of these like belts and asymmetry and all that stuff. And like, you know, that's cool and all, don't get me wrong. It's always really interesting seeing the different models, but I like seeing the simpler and cleaner ones too. Not to say that I am simple and clean, just more that I like seeing like all like what people can come up with when you start having to think about what is a character that I can embody. It's not just an OC, but it's an OC that represents me. And I saw some really cool ones. Because I was following Aspen and we were part of LCN, which was a Thai project, I saw a lot of Thai VTubers, which is really cool. I remember there's this pufferfish VTuber that had a really cute looking model. It was relatively simple, but it was really cute, and it stood out to me for some reason. I forgot her name, and I never talked with her or really interacted outside of following each other on Twitter, and that's about it. But she stood out to me, or like the model for some reason has stuck in my head for some time. And obviously there's like, you know, the VTuber friends that I've made along the way. Asuka has had quite a few rebrands. I think he's had 2 rebrands. His original model was like a dude, and then he became a cat boy, and then I think he has a 3rd one now, but I haven't seen it. I just know that I just heard that he has a new one. And then Ori is like a Mad Hatter demon, which is kind of cool. I think Alice in Wonderland is a really cool IP, like generally speaking. There's so much room for craziness in Alice in Wonderland, both from a playful, childish perspective and from just like straight up gothic horror. But like who else was there? I mean, there's the LCN boys, but they don't really count. Aruma had a pretty standout idea, I think. Aruma was like an archiver, an archivist of some sort of VTubers, or something like that. Like he had like access to a massive library, and like his job was to archive information into it. And so every single time we would do a collab with one another, he would just be like, yeah, these are some cool VTubers I'm like, you know, researching on or something. I'm like, you know, that's a pretty interesting, it's a pretty neat idea. I wish it showed more in his model a little, but I think it was really cool. There's Asu, who's just a demon. I think he also did a rebrand, sort of. I think he just got a new model that looks pretty cool. He had like a PNG in a model that was super edgy and demonic, and then his actual rigged model was really like the shape. It was still a demon and it was supposed to be edgy, but like the way that the model looked and like all the shapes, like the face was really round, so it looked cuter than like edgy. And I just wanted to poke his cheeks. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just me. It probably is just me. Actually, no, there's probably other people that wanted to poke. I don't know, man. I'm weird. There's a reason why I'm a VTuber, all right? I'm cringe and weird. Moving on. Who else was there? I mean, it's been a while since I've really hung up. There's Kenna, who I spoke with a couple of times. She's a dinosaur VTuber, which is, she had a really cute design, actually. I actually really liked her design. Especially when she got her model. Holy crap, her model was great. Yeesh. There's Dano. Oh, dude, Dano had... I knew nothing about this guy. I've spoken to him like one time, but he has this freaking YouTube video of his model just dancing, and it was the funniest, most cringe crap I've ever seen, and it immediately made me like him. What's someone once said, accept the cringe inside you. I'd like to meet this wise woman so I could tell her that she's kind of cringe for saying that. Anyways. I guess there's also a Plum. I wonder how she's been doing. I don't know. I don't really see her on often anymore. I'm sure she's fine. But she was like a witch. She was like not really a necromancer, but she was a witch that dealt with the dead. I think it was like plants, but they're like dead or something. I don't remember, to be honest with you. I know her Discord was like a graveyard. It was like named like a graveyard of some sort. And she's a witch, but she's not a necromancer. Like maybe a cadavermancer, but that's like the same thing. I don't freaking know, man. I'm gonna be honest, I don't freaking know. There was Vanya. Vanya was just a witch. She had a chibi PNG that I really liked, actually. It was just really cute. It was a very simple design. It was just a witch. It was just like a cute witch. And maybe I just like cute things. But I really like that chibi PNG. I actually think I have it in my computer somewhere because I asked her for some PNG stuff when I was editing shorts and stuff, and she was in one of them, and I was like, it'd be nice to have a PNG. I think I have it somewhere in my computer. Not this one, the laptop, because that's where all my current information is. But I really liked her chibi model. She eventually got a like a PNG model of her that was stylized within like old like 90s anime, like Sailor Moon. That was pretty cool, actually. I don't think I've seen anything like that. So that was pretty interesting. And there was like all of Vanya's friends. There was Mocha and Ace. Due to reasons, I'm not gonna talk extensively on those two. But Mocha had a okay, so Mocha was just a chick. Like, she was just a girl. Like, that her model was just a girl, and her whole thing was that she was like a barista or like a coffee person at like a thing, whatever. Very simple. I still liked it because it was simple. I think my eyes have seen too many complicated designs. I just liked Mocha's design. Freaking Ace though. Dude, Ace looks so derpy. It's so funny. He just has a robot head, like dressed like a normal dude, but like the robot, like it's not like Detroit Become Human android robot. It was like a freaking like a DJ esque. Like the eyes and mouth were like, what the heck were they called? I don't remember what they call it. He just looks really funny. I haven't spoken to either of them for in a while, and for reasons I'm not gonna talk about them too much. But I did like their models at the very least. I mean, hey, I've met some really terrible people in the VTubing space, but I will always, regardless of how terrible they are, I'll still say whether or not their models are cool. And some people I've met are garbage people. They got some great models. All right, like hey, I separate the model from the person. All right, I'm sorry. I still want to associate with them, but their models are cool. I'm not gonna say anything more on that particular topic. Anyways, I don't know. I think a part of me would love to sit down with a artist, like a character model artist, and just, you know, throw ideas around, make a cool character that would represent me. But I think the main issue with me right now is I'm really attached to Cyrus. I am so insanely attached to Cyrus Apricot. It's actually freaking crazy how attached I am to this character now. Not even a character, this is just me now. I think I've reached the point where Cyrus just became me. Like, I had this weird moment where I was making a it happened with Wuthering Waves, actually. I was making an account for Wuthering Waves, and the game was like, hey, make a username for Wuthering Waves. And I just typed Cypricot without really thinking about it. And I was like, oh, interesting. I would not be surprised if like or you became I mean, either or. Like I wouldn't be surprised if 3 to 4 years down the line, whether or not I'm still streaming or if I've quit or I'm taking a break or I've stopped, that I would still be using the Cypricot like username in games that I play and still use Cy as like the personal name for the characters that I play, you know? Like if I were to play like, cause you know, some role-playing games have you name your character and stuff. And my I'm okay with saying this. I usually have 2 names I use depending on if I'm playing a male or a female character. Male characters are Note, Note. Both the name coming from both a manga that I have read a while back, as well as it being, I mean, the name came from when I was in high school, and I was doing a lot of music stuff. I was a part of the marching band. I was a part of like the highest tier band in my grade, or not even my grade, like in the school. I was learning to play ukulele. I liked music a lot, and I liked the note. I just liked naming my characters Note, like after a music note. It was just 1 syllable, short, sweet, makes sense. I liked it. And my female characters were Rhyme, for 2 reasons again. One reason, because the name came from a game that I liked called The World Ends With You. And I really liked the character Rhyme. Other characters were cool too. Or I liked most of the characters in Worlds Ends With You, if not all of them. But I like the name Rhyme, like the fact that one of the characters was named Rhyme, and I liked her as well. Not my, I don't know if I'd call her my favorite character, but I did like her. As well as, you know, it also being kind of like lyrical music related. So all my female characters became Rhyme. So whenever I would play single player games and I had to name my characters like personally, like not a username, but a genuine name, female characters would be Rhyme, male characters would be Note. But recently, my male characters have becoming Cy. I'm still using Rhyme. I also use Rhyme for gacha games, if you haven't noticed. Like my Nikke gacha game username is Rhyme. A few other games. Wuthering Waves, I actually used... What did I use? Did I use Cy or did I use Note? I honestly don't freaking remember. I think I use Psy, to be honest with you. Yeesh. That's interesting to think about. I mean, I've dropped Wuthering Waves by now. Even though I hit Gion like in 30 rolls, which was kind of crazy. I was just roll, dude. I didn't use any Astrite or whatever the hell that currency is called. I was rolling for Gion only using the pulls that the game directly was giving me, and I hit him, and I was like, sick. Okay, I'm done now. And then I dropped the game. Lucky Kappa. I mean, I was lucky. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think it's lucky. And the reason why was because I was super lucky in Wuthering Waves. But during that period of time, there's currently an event in Nikke going on, which are showcasing two characters, very beloved characters in the community. I like one of them, the other not so much. But they both got like a new kit that you can use. Like you can pull like new outfit, new kit, you can pull for them. And I didn't hit. I think I lost. Nikke does not have a pity system. Instead of a pity system, you just get ridiculously high rates. So I think Wuthering Waves was like a 0.8% or something to hit. Nikke just has a 4% pull rate across the board. But because there's no pity system, sometimes you can get very easily shafted if you get particularly unlucky, and that's what happened to me. I lost my 50-50 3 times. I got useless characters. I lost my 50-50 3 times, and it was like I could technically roll more because I have a lot saved up, but the summer event is coming up, and even if the summer characters aren't good, last year's summer character was really good, still is really good, and I really want to roll for her. Even if the new summer character painter's relatable, yeah, it was. I was very sad. I was so incredibly sad when I lost my 50-50 3 times. I was like, okay. The good thing is they're not like meta characters, but they're really good for like specific content. And that was the specific content that they're good at was the content that I was trying to do. And yeah, I'm sad now. It's what happens when I play a game with no pity system. Or like, yeah, with no proper pity system. Technically speaking, there is a pity system. And it's fine. Like, the way it works is that you get a ticket for every pull you do. And when you get 200 tickets, so 200 pulls, you can guarantee a banner character. And this carries over from banner to banner. So if you roll a lot on one banner and you don't hit, you still get those tickets and you can redeem 200 to get a character later down the line. But it's so expensive. 200 tickets? That's a lot of freaking tickets, dude. That's a lot of pulls. I can't afford that in this freaking economy, especially when Nikke is so stingy. They don't give you crap. I am poor and suffering, and yeah, you got the idea. Gosh dang. I'm still really upset that Nikke is the gacha game that gets me. I've tried almost every major gacha game release. I've tried Punishing Gray Ravens, I think it's called. I've tried Alchemy Stars. I've tried Blue Archive. I've tried Arknights. I've tried Genshin and Wuthering Waves and Tower of Fantasy. I've tried Snowbreak. I've tried all of these gacha games and more. Like I've tried almost every major release, and none of them manages to capture my attention for more than a few days, maybe a month. I think Reverse 1999 I stuck with for around 3 months, and then I just got bored of the story. The gameplay I really enjoyed, but after a while of playing that game, I realized that the gameplay is surprisingly simple. It's like a high skill floor, low skill ceiling, if that makes sense. So the gameplay got a little stale for me, and that was kind of whatever. And then I play Nikke, right? It's a the game was advertised as a fan service game. Like, you get into it, you watch the trailers, you see booties jiggle, you see these characters with massive endowments and assets. And it was like the gameplay was like a freaking Terminator arcade game, like Resident Evil arcade game. I was thinking to myself, I'll try the game out. I'll give it a couple, like a week, maybe like a few days, maybe a week, maybe two, and then I'll probably end up dropping it. So why the hell is the story so freaking good? Why are the characters so endearing? Why the hell is the gameplay actually really fun? What the frick, dude? I'm freaking tilted. Why are the events so good? Why are they doing these collabs with this really interesting IPs? They did a collab with Nier Automata. They did a collab with Chainsaw Man. They did a collab with like ReZero. I have Amelia in my game. She's one of the characters that I use in the content that I clear. I have 2B, and for some reason they buffed her booty. Like, what the fudge? Why is the stories and the events and the characters so good? What the fudge? The gameplay is so casual because there's an auto button, but like you can't auto the hardest content. You actually have to pay attention to the screen. It's such a good freaking game. Why is it so fun? Why is it the fan service booty game? Why is that the one that got me? Why is this the only gacha game that I've spent money on? I played Brave Frontier. I played like that old Sword Art Online. I played Chain, like all these games, dude. And like I haven't spent a single dollar. I've spent over $100 on Nikke now. I'm so sad. I was ashamed. The first like 6 months of Nikke, I was ashamed for that to be my gacha game. Whenever people ask me if I play gacha, I would lie and tell them no, I don't, because gacha is cringe and it sucks and it's terrible, even though I was secretly enjoying Nikke. And then the 6-month anniversary hit, and yeah, I'm hooked for life. I'm screwed. Sorry, let me read your messages. I tried the game when they had a collab with Nier, got hit with the feels in the prologue after expecting nothing. Yeah, like it just gets better. Like Lapis is top 3 best characters in the game, even though nobody cares for her because she has a flat chest. And also she's kind of annoying, but I really like Lapis. Like Vapi is a freaking super rare character that nobody uses because she's not good, but she's best girl in the game. I don't give a crap. She's the best girl. Screw you. I'm asexual and I'm aromantic and she's best girl, all right? Oh, God. Like... Oh, God, dude. It's so freaking Jover. Like, what the fudge, man? It's actually Jover for me. And the events and the raids are hard, but they're so satisfying when you hit the damage, like the proper damage amounts. And like, the only problem with Nikke, in my opinion, is the fan service. They release Red Hood, who's probably one of the coolest characters in the entire cast. Like, definitely for me, top 5 characters in the game. Like, most definitely top 5 characters in the entire game. But why is her chest so massive? Like, it's just, some of the characters' chests looks like they're just gonna have immense back pain forever. Like, how do you live with that? I guess to be fair, they are augmented humans, like androids. Like, they're literally robots with like human brains, so technically that probably isn't an issue. But still, like, if you look up Noir, Noir, Nikke, she is one of the best characters in the game by far. But why does she look like that? Why does she look like that, man? Why does she look like that? Look at Soda. There's a squad in Nikke called Made for You. Maid as in MAID, like, you know, the you know, the cultural maids, not the, yeah, you get the idea. There's a character named Soda. She has a new version of her. There's a bunny girl Soda now because, you know, fan servicey game. Of course there is. Why is her chest that big? They're like bigger than her face, bro. They're bigger than her head. Why are these characters like this? Why? Why? Like, my favorite characters tend to be on the smaller side, but they're not like, okay, Lapis is pretty small. I think she's the most flat-chested character in the game. But why? Sometimes I feel bad playing the game. I play the game, I open up the game, I like pick my teams for like certain things, and then I start playing, and then I look at Leader. Leader is she's a child, like she looks like a child, but she's actually really old, you know, like the usual anime trope stuff. She looks old, or she looks super young. She literally looks like a child, but she's actually old. She talks like an old grandma, in a very childish voice. Which is it's like whatever, like she's like one of the best characters in the game since day one. Sure, whatever, like that's fine. It just, whenever you play the game and then you look and you try and pay attention to what's going on, and then you notice that Leader's, like, you know, there's jiggle physics in the game, and you notice that Leader also has jiggle physics for some reason, you stop to question whether or not this is okay. Whether or not this is fine, and whether or not I'm okay with this. And then I play through the most recent event, and then I'm like, okay, you know what, sure. Well, actually, the most recent event was like more lighthearted. But so the most recent event is not my favorite. I do like it. It does flesh out some of the other characters a tad more. I think it's a little bit more shallow compared to the other larger events. The current event is a bunny girl event. It was like an event that involves a bunch of characters dressing up like bunny girls and then doing a bunch of games and crap. The way that I've described that probably makes it sound more sus than it actually is. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think it's funnier if I leave it like that. Anyways, it's an okay event. It's probably it's probably Nika's like weaker events in my opinion. I think the event before that was interesting. The event before that one was also interesting. But then like I played through all these really good events, and then I realized, oh yeah, like this game's great. And then I see the character designs, and I'm like, okay, maybe not so much. And then they come out with like freaking they come out with black what's it called? Black Shadow Scarlet or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I like this design. This looks good. And because it's Scarlet's like a really cool character that already exists, but it's like past Scarlet. I'm down with this, sure. And then they release like Bae, who's a cheerleader for some reason. And then I'm just like, all right. Sure. Her midriff is exposed. Obviously she has big badonkas. Obviously. You know, par for the core. Maybe I'm asking too much. I'm asking for a perfect game, and obviously that just cannot exist. Nika exists to be a fan service game, but that also hits you in the feels sometimes. But I don't know. I just want the simple things in life. What a day this is. I need to, as soon as the stream is over, I need to remind myself to install Kingdom Hearts, to transfer my VTuber files over, because that didn't save, or there's no cloud for that. Makes sense. And I need to. Oh yeah, my monitor is very big now, so I have to like find the proper position for my web camera, and that, and hopefully it can, you know, detect me blinking. It took me a while to figure that one out, but I hope that sticks. I sincerely hope that particular bit sticks. Uh, what else do I need to do? I don't know. I feel like, here's the thing, right? When I got this PC, I was really excited and I was like, wow, everything's gonna change. Like, I can do so much more stuff in terms of streaming, but like, I don't actually know what changes here. I mean, yeah, like, I get to be able to do things I like, or stream games I couldn't before, and the sound makes the streaming quality a little bit better. Oh, I can up my quality. My stream quality has been stuck at like 810p because 720p sucks, but I couldn't handle doing 1080. So I did like this weird freaking middle ground. Like, did any of you guys notice this? That the fact that the stream quality like caps out at like 800 and something. Wait, is it not working? Oh, maybe it's only on PC. Maybe only on a PC you can adjust it to that extent. Let me check. Oh no, I think when I swapped... Oh, frick. I think when I swapped over to the PC, Streamlabs righted itself. Because before, my stream quality was at like 810 or something. The resolution was at like 800 and something. Because I couldn't... My laptop couldn't handle 1080, but 720 didn't look that good. So I settled for this weird middling ground that had like a cursed number attached to it. It's not up right now, but I did set it up like this. Right now it's on 720, but I think I can run 1080 now. So I gotta remember to do that by tomorrow's stream. Ain't no way. But yeah, there's I have to do that eventually. I think 1080 will help. We no longer have to work with this cursed 800 whatever the hell it was. My resolution, dude. Okay, my monitor, because I use a laptop screen for so long, and now I'm swapping to a 27-inch monitor, which is like not even big. It's like medium-sized monitor for like in terms of monitor sizes. It feels so strange to look at a screen this freaking big as my main monitor. Like, you don't understand. I don't even know how I'm gonna fit the camera, or like how the camera's. I'm sure it'll work. Don't get me wrong, because you know, other streamer VTubers exist in the world that aren't me. So, and if they can manage, surely I can manage as well. But it's so freaking big. That's what she said. It's like so much bigger than I'm used to. That's also what she said. I don't know. It's really cool though. Like, it's just really cool to see everything here. Or as the resolution being as big as it can be here. I'm really excited. I can't wait to go and start playing games and like streaming games that I've been planning for a while now. Like, can you imagine? Like, think about it. Like all these like sick, like Nier. I can play Nier at like a good quality. Before, I think I was playing on the lowest settings, but now I can actually play. I could probably play Nier at the highest settings, or stream Nier at the highest settings. I could have already played Nier at the highest setting, but I mean, I can. You get the idea. I could play like. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2 wasn't a huge issue. Oh, I have to transfer over my program as well. Huh. Or like, cause the Epic Games does not register the Nintendo Pro Controller as a proper controller. So I had to use a software that, like a third-party software that makes my computer think that my Pro Controller is an Xbox controller. So that when I go play games, the game will also think I'm using an Xbox controller. It's jank. Part of it being that the buttons are swapped. So like on the Nintendo controllers, A is on the right side. It's like A on the right side, B is on the bottom. But for Xbox controllers, it's the other way around. A is on the bottom and B is on the right. And it's the same with X and Y. Is on the top on the Nintendo Pro controller and Y is on the left. While for Xbox controllers, Y is on top and X is on the left. So my buttons are like swapped over and I'm constantly freaking confused at what the hell I'm doing. Especially when I'm swapping between games that some require the software and others don't. So when I'm playing Kingdom Hearts actually works out because my experience with playing Kingdom Hearts was back on the PS2. And so for me, Kingdom Hearts was a game of the bottom button, which is X, because the PlayStation uses like X triangle, like shapes. Kingdom Hearts was X to attack, triangle to quick time event, and then square to defend. And those are like mapped in my head. They're hardwired. That's not a huge issue. When I played Dead Space, that crap was screwed because the original Dead Space did not pick up my controller, so I had to use Xbox. And then when I played Dead Space 2 recently, Dead Space 2 actually did register my controller. So I didn't have any problems from that perspective. But like even though it's been like 2 years since I played the first Dead Space, my brain was still hardwired to do certain things by pushing certain buttons, which is why sometimes I would just randomly heal. Like I would be playing through Dead Space 2 and I would try to do something and I would just heal myself. And you like pretty much like burn one of my meds. And I was very sad whenever that happened. I think I said it when it happened a couple of times while I was playing Dead Space 2. I was very sad. Oh, actually, a game that this was a huge problem for. I streamed this game a while back. So I don't know if you guys would remember this, but I've streamed Hatsune Miku Project Diva. I think I streamed it 3 times total. This was before I started saving my VODs, so they probably those VODs don't exist. But Hatsune Miku is a direction game where like it says push this button at this timing, and then you would push that button at that timing, and it would tell you A, B, X, Y. But because the game for some reason didn't register my Pro controller as a controller, I had to use my program for that. So every time the game said push B in 3, 2, I'd push A. I'd push A. Or I would have to push A because the buttons are swapped. But I would push B on my controller, but the game think that's A. So I would miss the note. And it would just tilt me. I found a workaround by, instead of the game telling me what button to push, I told it the direction, or tell me the direction instead. Like push the bottom button rather than push B or A. Like push bottom, push left, push right. It turned into like weird DDR, or well, not really, but you know, you get the idea. Where I just had to like follow along with the direction. But the problem is with that is that the letters are color coded. And so in a pinch, it's really easy to tell which direction to push because of the color and not just because of what the game is telling you. Because I was playing with arrows, it wasn't as clear to me. And so when I got to the higher difficulties, I was just screwed. Like it would just tell me to push like 4 buttons at the same, or 3 buttons at the same time, which would be all of them except for one, and I couldn't tell which one was missing because I'm directionally challenged and all the arrows look the same when 3 of them are on screen. Maybe I'm just stupid, but I don't know. It was screwed. It was actually messed up. It's something I've been getting used to, but at the same time, if I get used to one thing, then I have to get used to swapping it, and it's a whole thing. It's a lot. It really is a lot. Actually, you know, funnily enough, the reason why I stopped playing Hatsune Miku Project Diva on stream was because it was lagging. For some reason, my computer couldn't handle streaming that game. And you know, when a rhythm game starts lagging,
things get real screwed. You can't really play the game at that point, like under normal circumstances. So that's the reason why I stopped playing that game. So that's a game I could technically play now as well. I could play Helldivers, as I said earlier. That's the most GPU intensive game I have on my computer or in my Steam library. But oh, actually, recently, relatively recently. Actually, I should probably go a little bit further back. I have a list of games that I really want to play, like both personally and on stream. And this list of games is very specific. The list generally pertains games that came out like during the 2000s, 2010s, but they're all like single player Xbox, PlayStation games that I never got to play because I was a League of Legends player. Or my game of choice was League of Legends or Nintendo DS games. Those were like the games that I played the most during that period of time. And OS. I played a lot of OS. I was actually okay at that game. Now I'm garbage. But you get the idea. And I was always told about how great these games are, but like I never had the ability to play them because I was a PC gamer. I played League. I played like that kind of stuff. Yes, I was a League of Legends player. I started playing in season 2, and I was on and off all the way up until like season 11. And now I play Arena. Now I'm an Arena player. But yeah, there's like a bunch of games like from Xbox and PlayStation that I really wanted to play, but I never had the chance to. And then now that like a bunch of these games have PC Steam ports, I actually have a good chance to go back and play these games. So for example, I think a very obvious one, like an old game series that a lot of people have talked about and said is great, but I never had the opportunity to play through, is Halo. The Halo games all have campaigns, and I was told that the Halo campaigns are pretty good. Short, but like, you know, like those kind of games, like games like Halo and COD have campaigns, but they're not really long because they're in multiplayer and stuff. But like Halo games, like I really want to try those games out. I've heard a lot of good things about them. Plus, I've always liked the aesthetic of Halo, of just people running around in power armor and just like murdering the crap out of each other. Even though I only get to play Master Chief, but hey, Master Chief's a Chad. I'm down. I'm down to play Giga Chad Master Chief. And the Steam has a Halo Master Chief collection that includes like almost all the Halo games other than Infinite. And it was on sale for like $10 the other day, so I got it. I impulse bought it. Well, it wasn't really impulse. I bought it. I actually did think it through. So the reason why I like to wait on games that go on sale is because usually over time, the sale on games get larger and larger. So games get cheaper and cheaper with every single sale. But Halo Master Chief Collection has not happened at all. It's always been a 60% sale every single time. And I actually looked at the statistics on it, and it's been 60% for a very long time. So I decided, you know what? Like, I have some money in my Steam wallet from my birthday back in May. I haven't spent it, like, most of it. It was like, yeah, this is a game that I want to play. I might as well get it. I've been playing through Mass Effect in my own time. The reason why I'm not streaming Mass Effect is because, okay, I actually kind of wish I streamed it. A part of me wishes that I streamed it because there's so much jank. There's so much dumb crap that happens in the Mass Effect game because of how old it is and how weird. Like, it's older, it's jank, it looks weird. It's so funny, dude. The voice acting, like, don't get me wrong, some of the voice acting is really good, but some of it, like, literally in the first like 10 minutes of the game, when you land, like when you touch down on your first mission, and one of the people in your crew dies, his death scream is the funniest thing in the world. Oh my god, it was so funny. I wish It was like one of those moments when I was playing a game in my own time and I wasn't streaming something that I was just like, I wish I was streaming. I wish I had footage of that. It was so funny. I mean, I'm sure there's footage of it somewhere. You could probably find it on YouTube somewhere. But holy, that first death scream. Oh my. But yeah, I've been playing through Mass Effect. Definitely the kind of game where the gameplay is extremely dated. Like, it's so dated. And some of the gameplay stuff is so dated. And from like a gameplay perspective, the game isn't very fun. But I like the characters. Like, the characters I've seen, the storylines and stuff like that. Like, I'm getting invested. I like the game. I do want to play Titanfall 2, specifically the campaign. I heard the campaign on Titanfall 2 is wonderful. There's like a bunch of other like games here and there that have been released on the Xbox and PlayStation that I really want to go back and play. But I think the biggest one that's on my list of like games I really should play, like get out, like buy it, play it as soon as I can, is The Last of Us. There's a PC port of, I don't know, is the second Last of Us on Steam? I don't know if the second one is. It probably is. I just don't remember. But the first game, for some reason, as a remaster, I don't think it needed one. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the game looked fine, but I guess now it looks better, so sure. I do want to play The Last of Us. I obviously know the general story beats of what happens in The Last of Us. Like, it's been a while, and I've heard things from the grapevine, unfortunately. But I still really want to play The Last of Us. I heard it's a really good game. It's a kind of game that I don't have a ton of experience with. So I would love to try that game out. Like, kind of like, I mean, the game that I can compare it most to, like, a game that I've played is Metro. Because it's like not really horror, like more of a thriller kind of game. Like, there are scary segments, sure, but it doesn't like dwell on that. It's more of just like the scenario, the situation itself, and like story and all that the game is focused on. Oh yeah, that's also a game, Metro. I played the first game on stream, and then I tried to play the second game, and it crashed my computer, which was very worrisome. So I uninstalled the game soon after that, and I do want to go back and play through Metro. It feel weird because I can't play it on Epic. I have the games on Epic because the Epic Games gave them out for free. So I have them, but like, they don't work, and I'm scared of them crashing my new PC. That was me patting it. Good boy. But yeah, I would. That would be real. Yeah. So I do want to play Metro, but the problem is I've already played through the first one. So if I'm gonna buy the Metro games on Steam, I would end up playing the second, or buying the second and the third game. But it'd feel really weird for my Steam library to have the second and third game, but not the first game. It would also be really weird for me to have like all the completion, like the achievements for beating Metro 2 and 3, but not the first one. If I were to buy the first one just to have it in my library, so I probably have to play the first one again. And it's just like a whole lot that goes into that. I don't know, man. Like, I do want to go back and play Metro one day, but big butt, big butt, like Nika-sized butt. Like, that's a big booty right there. All right, that's a big butt. But it feels like I had to rebuy the first game as well, and then like replay it as well. And I don't know if I want to do that. Like, I'd be okay with replaying through the first Metro. I don't really want to buy it and then replay it. Plus, I feel like I got my like stream's worth of Metro 1 out of the way. So I guess I'd have to do it in my own time, like play through Metro 1 again in my free time, I guess. But that would feel weird too. I don't know, man. As I said, list of games I want to play. Metro is on that list. Halo is on that list. Last of Us is on that list. Titanfall 2. I mean, Titanfall 2 is probably just like a one game, like one stream thing. Like I stream it for like 2, 3, 4 hours, however long it takes for me to beat it. I heard it's a very short campaign. Because I'm bad at shooters, it'll probably take me a little bit longer, but it shouldn't take me more than a stream to beat that. I want to play a Souls-like game that's not Elden Ring. The reason behind that simply being that I don't like open world games. And I played the most linear railroady Souls-like game, which is Code Vein. And I really enjoyed playing through Code Vein. Even though I heard it's like the worst like Souls-like game, it's the most railroady, it's like freaking jank. I really liked Code Vein. And here's the thing, okay, about Code Vein. I beat that game solo. That game comes with a co-op companion, and I was too stubborn to play with the companion, so I told the companion to screw off, and then I played the game solo. And I have to tell you, some of those bosses were probably not built for single player purposes. But I still beat it. I still beat it. I even did one of the DLC bosses while like significantly under leveled. I think I did it once on stream too, just as like a can I stream this moment. Oh, is that EO with me? Yeah. RIP. But yeah. I played through that game solo. It was fun. I really did enjoy Code Vein. Code Vein was fun. Elden Ring, I enjoy the bosses. I don't like everything in between. That's why I didn't finish Elden Ring. Skill diff? No, I just think I'm stubborn. I probably just spent way longer on the bosses than you did, to be honest with you. That, plus I somehow stumbled on a pretty strong build. It was like a single sword buffing build. Where I would just buff the living hell out of myself and then just like murder stuff. It was really fun. It was a very fast build and it was very fun. But I do want to play a Souls-like game. I don't know which one I'd play. I think the one right out of all the Souls-like games that I'm aware of, there are two that I am particularly interested in. One, like, that's a genuine From Software game that, you know, people have said really good things about. And then one game that came out pretty freaking recently that I think the reason why I want to play it is less that it's a Souls-like game and more for thematic reasons. The first game I want to play is Sekiro. I think the idea, or I really like the aesthetic and art direction of Sekiro. I like the setting of Sekiro a tad more than the dark fantasy of Dark Souls and Demon Souls. I do think Bloodborne is pretty cool. I think the whole like Victorian aesthetic and art direction of Bloodborne is really interesting. I just think Sekiro appeals to me a tad more than Bloodborne. And the second Souls-like game I want to play is Another Crab's Adventure, I think it's called. It's a Souls-like game where you play as a crab. And come on, it's a crab. And I'm the beach guy. It's a crab. I gotta play it. I have to play it. I don't have a choice. It's in my contract. I have to play not every crab game that exists, because there's some sus crab games out there. But I had to play Another Crab's Adventure. That game actually looks pretty fun too, from what I've seen. And the devs seem really cool too. I've seen some of the advertisement stuff that they've done on YouTube, and I'm a fan. I like it. But yeah, that's also, those are two games on my list I also really want to play through. Another Crab's Adventure and Sekiro. Will I go back? Maybe try out like Dark Souls 1 and like Demon Souls, like Dark Souls 2 and 3 and all that stuff. I don't know. Honestly, I'll probably have to play through like Bloodborne, Sekiro first before I sit down and settle. Because, I mean, they're obviously not Dark Souls. They're Souls-like, and they're From Software. But they're not Dark Souls. So I'll probably have to play through those first before making a judgment. Like, if I really like the gameplay loop, and like, I really want to see more Dark Souls games than maybe, or Souls-like games than maybe. But I have a feeling what's gonna happen, knowing me, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna play through Sekiro. I'm gonna have a fun time with it, but I wouldn't be surprised if I have the same impression as I did when I finished Dead Space 2, which is it's a fun game. I enjoyed playing through it, but it's not for me. I would not be surprised if that's what my experience boils down to, which is fun. I enjoyed it. It was cool. I don't regret playing it. Not for me. It's a reason why I am not playing Resident Evil. I think Resident Evil is a really good stream game. I think it is really cool. It's a horror game. Of course, it's a good stream game, but also the aesthetic, the remakes are great. I've heard a lot of good things about Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 4 remake. Not so much about the more recent ones like Biohazard and Village, but I mean, if I was gonna play a Resident Evil game on stream, it would probably be 4. I would like to play 2 and then 4 because, order. It would just be nice to, even though like technically the 2 games don't have anything to do with one another, it would just be nice to be able to play 2 and then 4 because it's like sequential. But if I had to play a Resident Evil game, I would probably just play 4. Mostly just because the whole like survival horror gameplay loop is not one that appeals to me that much, but I understand why it's very good. I love the atmosphere. I love the experience of the games, like the general like experience of those games. My main issue with survival horror is how much it banks on like panic and anxiety. Like here the example I could give is like when I'm playing through Dead Space, like especially in the second game, because I was playing a harder difficulty in the second when I was playing the second game. But I know this was slightly prevalent in the first game as well. Having your resources constantly dwindling, having like your health and not having enough health like resources constantly dwindling, and like constantly being in a state where you're not sure what's gonna happen next, and like the atmosphere is really good, but you're just unsure of what's gonna happen, and then like you're just constantly anxious, and like this feeling of like kind of stress is starting to creep in, of you're not sure how things are gonna go, how many enemies are gonna be there, how like difficult it's gonna be, how much ammo you're gonna need, what kind of guns you should be using for specific enemies, and how to do things. I just don't like those feelings. I don't like feeling stressed when I play games. I don't like feeling like anxious when I play games. And normally I don't feel anxiety or stress easily when I play games. Like when I play fighting games or like competitive games, like there is like that sense of tension, but I never feel stressed out. I never feel anxious. For me, it's more like, oh shoot, like this is getting really fun. Like I wonder how this game's gonna go. I have to play my best, like that kind of thing. But in games like survival horror, you don't know what's gonna happen, and even when you play your quote unquote best, sometimes something unexpected happens and you just get killed. I just don't think I'm the right vibe for it. I think I just get too invested, and then I get too stressed out, and I don't like that feeling. I do not like feeling stressed out. I know some people get the thrill out of it, some people enjoy it. I really do like the atmosphere of Dead Space. Dude, I've seen the remake. I have not played or seen like full gameplay of Dead Space, the Dead Space remake. I would love to play through the Dead Space remake just because of how freaking terrifying it looks. Like, as I said, I don't like survival horror. I think horror in general as a genre for me, for like a video game genre, has to be like specific. I don't know. I'll have to play more of that to give a proper answer to that. But there's just something like about playing through the remake having already played the original and seeing how like great it looks and like how great the graphics look, how terrifying seeing HD necromorphs run me down. Like 4K, well, technically I don't have 4K, I have 2K, but 2K necromorphs run me down. Well, I'm panicking, like trying to shoot their limbs off. Like, when I play through it, I'm not going to be happy about it. But thinking about it, like, gets me a little excited. I really enjoyed Dead Space. The atmosphere and the story is definitely the best parts of Dead Space for me. I'm not a huge fan of the gameplay loop, which is, the most of the game, but there's nothing much I can do about that. But, like, the idea of playing through the remake is really exciting. But just know that after I play the remake, I'm going to regret it a little. Well, maybe not regret, but I'm definitely gonna dread it. Once I finish it, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that was fun. Never again. It's just I'm just not the type of person who feeds very well into that anxiety fueled gameplay. But I do here's the thing, I would love to watch someone play through Dead Space. I think that would be way more fun for me, is watching someone play through survival horror games, or if I get to experience it like without as much anxiety, where I can genuinely just sit down and appreciate the atmosphere and stuff. Same, but playing through them, as good as the games are, like, it does have the right effect on me. I just don't think I'm the right person for it. And I think it's like definitely the type of almost recording streamer mentality of, hey, I'm gonna get good content out of it because I'm gonna be freaking scared, and people like watching that kind of stuff. So like, from like a streamer perspective, it makes a lot of sense. Maybe if I grow my community to like 10-20 people, and enough people request it, maybe I'd be open to playing like Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4, because I know that you guys would probably enjoy watching me play through those games. Hey, I know when I played through Dead Space and Dead Space 2, people enjoyed watching me play those, even if me myself was not having as much of a good time as you guys will. But yeah, no, I do like horror stuff in general. I think they're pretty cool, especially when done correctly. I think thrillers are way more interesting to me. I think playing through Metro was really cool because it was a game with horror elements but never dwells on it. It's like, here's this really creepy metro that you have to walk through, and like, yeah, it feels really creepy and scary, but at the same time, like, I have space to appreciate it, like to sit there and be like, wow, that is really creepy and horrific, and the atmosphere is terrifying, and that is so incredibly well done, instead of just being like, oh god, what's gonna happen next. I will play through Dead Space 3 because I've already played through the first two games. I might as well finish it. Unfortunately, I've heard that the third game is also the worst in the series. So I probably will find somebody to play it with me, which might result in me not streaming it. But if I do not stream it, I will at the very least record it. I will record myself playing through Dead Space 3 with somebody, maybe a streamer friend, maybe an IRL friend. We'll see. I do want to finish the trilogy though. I want to see what happens next. I don't know how Isaac keeps getting himself into these scenarios. Freaking diving into the Ishimura filled with necromorphs, waking up, and then, waking up to a necromorph infestation and having to deal with another marker. I have no clue how he gets himself into this scenario a third time. Like, how does he this freaking unlucky? I mean, to be fair, he probably attracts it because, he has experience with it and people might seek him out, both for good and bad intentions. Both with good and bad intentions. But at the same time, how unlucky is Isaac to have to deal with necromorphs not once, not twice, but 3 times? That's messed up. That's actually messed up. I feel bad for him. My guess is that this has to do with the other sites. I noticed that in Dead Space 2, They said that the site that Isaac was working on was site 12 for the marker being the thing that, creates the necromorphs, meaning that humanity has at least 11 other sites, if not more, of people trying to make more markers. And even if more than half of them fails, it means that there's still a bunch of markers like around to turn people into necromorphs. And I assume this has to do with what Isaac has to do next, which is messed up. Like, poor Isaac. He just wants to rest. I don't know. I think the first game is my favorite, though, so far. And judging by how people talk about the third game, it probably will be my favorite of the series. But I do think the gameplay loop of Dead Space 2 is better than Dead Space 1. My main issue is that I just don't like the gameplay loop of survival horror, and therefore the first game is better. I wouldn't be surprised if you really like the survival horror gameplay, in which case you would probably like Dead Space 2 a little bit more. I don't know. I liked Dead Space 2 more gameplay, but again, because I don't like the gameplay, it's the worst game. That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Like, I don't like survival horror gameplay, but the second game has better gameplay than the first game. And I can acknowledge that, but because I don't like survival horror, I like the first game more. I think it's just because the first game had a better story and the characters were more endearing. Like, I think I said this when I finished Dead Space 2, but the villain of Dead Space 2 was like, what was the point of him? I don't get him. Like, he was there, he nags you, he tells you, Isaac, you're making a big mistake. You don't do the things that you're currently trying to do. And then he kind of is a roadblock. Like, he sends a gunship after you once or twice. But honestly, the gunship saves you more than it hinders you. I think it only stops you like twice, and it saves your life against a unitologist. And in the end, like, it kind of works out for the better. Like, and then he, like, makes it difficult for you to, leave. And which forces you to go to the Ishimura. But that was like a minor roadblock, and it didn't feel like he personally did anything. It just felt like something that could have happened. And then, like, in Dead Space, you had two major villains, right? You had the dude that was constantly mocking. Like, you would see him on screen, like, in front of you physically multiple times as he's mocking and talking to you and trying to convince you to help him. And he just seemed way more compelling and scary as an antagonist. And then eventually he just freaking turns into a necromorph, and then you just kill him like any other necromorph in the game, which is really cool, actually. I don't think a lot of people talk about this, or maybe they do, but the fact the lawnmower is back. Gosh dang it. But the fact that you spend like more than half the game chasing after this scientist dude, I don't remember what his name is, and he's constantly mocking you. He sends after you like one of the strongest this test tube necromorph that just regenerates everything that you throw at it. And eventually, when you finally corner him, you finally track him down, you just dispatch him like any other normal necromorph you'd find. Like, yeah, it's anticlimactic, but it makes sense. It just makes sense. And then, like, the other antagonist being the person that was helping you the entire time, like, or supposedly helping you, but in reality, she was helping you for her own purposes. It was just interesting. I liked the characters. I liked, like, the story a tad more of Dead Space. Dead Space 2 was just kind of freaking weird. Like, especially the end, the story was a bit odd, where it was like, I don't know how I feel about it. The way it worked, right, was Dead Space 2 was like, the entire game, you had Nicole haunting you, right? Nicole being your girlfriend from the first game that died. She's constantly haunting you, trying to get you to side with the marker. She's like, yes, make us whole again. What are you doing? Don't destroy it. Don't do this. But then there's like a point, like a turning point in the game, where she's like, I just needed you to be honest. Now I'll help you, like, find the marker and destroy it. Or, like, she doesn't say that specifically, but she implies it. Like, I just needed you to accept what happened. Like, because the problem with Isaac was that he didn't want to let Nicole go. Like, Nicole was everything to him. And so when knowing that she died, but also that she kind of exists through the marker and she can continue talking to him, even though she's kind of getting in his way, almost like trying to kill him, like Isaac still holds on to Nicole. And I think that's really cool. This idea is really interesting. But I think the last bit kind of destroys it to a certain degree. Like, she spends all this time like trying to kill you, and then eventually you accept your feelings for her and everything that's going on, and then she starts helping you, kind of. But then the very last fight is Nicole like turning on you. My headcanon is that she does it to force Isaac to kill her and to remove her from his life. I think that's my headcanon. I don't know if that's actually how that works. Maybe that actually is what happens. That Nicole purposefully turns against the marker to help Isaac because of her love for him. But at the same, like, despite the marker twisting her to a certain degree, and she's technically not Nicole. And then at the end, when she like crosses you again, she does it to force Isaac to kill her to let her go. That's my headcanon. I'd like to believe that that's what happened. I don't know, man. I think Dead Space 1 was just simpler and it made more sense and I liked it. Dead Space 2 is more complicated and has characters that come and go that matter and then don't matter, and I don't know, man. Gosh dang. We were done with the loop of the song. This royalty-free music that I have in the background is like a 2-hour video, and we actually like listen to it from beginning to end. That's crazy. It's probably a good point to end, to be honest. I've ran out of things to talk about. I went through my Dead Space rant. I already had one, but I think I've had more time to simmer and settle down and think about Dead Space. And I think like at the end of Dead Space 2, I was really conflicted on which game I liked better and which ending bit I liked better and like how I felt about the games. But I've had time to sit down and think about it and talk it through with some people and to myself because I'm weird like that. And I think I still like Dead Space 1 better. I do want to play through the remake. And I heard that EA thinks that Dead Space 1 remake flopped and that they probably won't make a second one. But I would like for them to make a remake of Dead Space 2. I think a lot of the problems I have with Dead Space 2 can be fixed with a remake, with like a little changing of the characters. I want the main antagonist of Dead Space 2 to have more of an impact on the story because he doesn't matter. You don't ever meet him personally and then he just dies off screen, which is so unsatisfying. Even if you were invested, it's very unsatisfying way. Actually, no, he doesn't die off screen. You do kill him. But that also was unsatisfying. I didn't give a crap. Sorry, I had to rethink things. But yeah, no, you do end up killing him at the end. You literally shoot him in the head with a bolt gun. But like, I think the idea behind it was to make it feel satisfying. The game has you aim the gun at his head and then push the trigger to actually shoot him rather than just do it in a cutscene. But like, it wasn't satisfying at all. I didn't give a crap about him, honestly. He just existed. He was just there. He was like a face as an antagonist, and that's it. And I didn't give a crap about that. I don't think anybody gave a crap about him. And if you did give a crap about him, you're a freaking liar. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll. Dead Space rant is over. I will wait until I finish my playthrough of Dead Space 3. Pretty much, yeah. That was his existence. I don't know. He was a weird antagonist. I didn't like him. Like honestly, the freaking what was her face? That one unitologist chick that helps you at the beginning. She was a better villain than him because at the very least you got invested into her. She was like, hey, you can't trust anyone else other than me, and you're like, I guess you're right. And then you reach her and then she betrays you. Like, that was way more interesting. I was way more invested into this one like random unitology chick that like helped us for like 4 or 5 chapters, and when she died I was like, okay, that felt pretty satisfying. Even though like I wish they dragged her out more. You know what, that's what I wish. They freaking like, this chick shows up, she's like, I'm here to help you, we got to get you out of here, even though it's for unitology, the cult. But it's like, yeah, we're here to help you. And you're like, yeah, like, there's no one else I can trust. Like, I don't trust you, but I don't have anyone else to rely on. And then you go through all these locations, and then you eventually meet up with her, and then she betrays you. And it's cool. It would be so interesting to keep her around as a villain, to like try and constantly like actually reach you. Like, you actually know this character, and you've met this character, and now like she knows a little bit more about you as well. But instead, the gunship that the other guy that he sent to kill you instead kills her and saves you. Which is, as I said, is ironic. The dude helps you more than hinders. Even at the end, now that I think about it, where he has his men try and track you down and shoot you, like, you literally use them as a distraction. Like, you open the gates, the necromorphs run after them, and then you just get to deal with less necromorphs because of his men. They help you more than hinder you, I'm gonna be honest with you. What a crappy villain, now that I'm thinking about it. Holy crap. The gunship like saves you twice or something. Yeah, no, the more I think about it, the first Dead Space just had better villains and better characters. And like, yeah. Like, one of your allies, I'm still ranting about this, I'm sorry, but one of your allies in Dead Space 2, so you got 2 characters that that are kind of your allies, right? You got Ellie, I think is her name, which I assume is the new romantic interest. I don't know. Like the person that replaces Nicole. I assume that's what she is. I don't freaking know. And the second character is Strauss. He's like the other prisoner dude who is with you that helped build the marker. And he was also like your lifeline. He was the one that was going to tell you how to destroy the marker. But he's like in over his head and whatever. He never tells you anything outside of that first conversation you have with him, where he tells you like the little bit about like the thing that goes around your head and the needle in your eye, that kind of stuff. He tells you that in like the second conversation you have with him, and then you keep him around for the rest of the game trying to keep him alive when he's clearly a liability, and Ellie is constantly telling you like she wants to kill him because of how freaking annoying he is. He's never useful beyond like the first like the second time you speak with him. And then eventually she freaking he stabs Ellie in the eye, takes her eye out, and then almost kills you. And then Ellie's kind of with you, but she doesn't help you much. You still have to fight necromorphs when she's like right next to you, and she never helps. To be fair, like, you know, she lost an eye at some point, and then like she's not in the best state. But like when you first meet her, she's literally taking down necromorph after necromorph after necromorph. You'd expect that she'd at least be able to shoot her plasma cutter and help you. Like, meanwhile, in the first Dead Space, you got same thing. You got 2 characters that are helping you. One of them like betrays you towards the end, but the other one, the captain, the leader dude, that was like the leader of your little engineer thing. Every time you see him, you feel relieved. Every single time you see him, like, you're like, oh, okay, this is a nice spot. He has information for you. He's helping you. And like, eventually when he dies, like, that's like, you don't know it at the time, but that's the last time you see somebody that's actually willing to help you. The rest of the game, you're on your own. Even though like there's that other girl that's like trying to help you, but she's planning on betraying you later. It's like, yeah, she's another human face and she has her own agenda, but like that guy was the only person on your side. And then when he dies in front of you. And then you have to kill, like, he dies to like the biggest necromorph in the game, or second biggest, okay, technically physically the biggest, but not the biggest pain, because the biggest pain was the regenerating necromorph. But the biggest necromorph in the game, and then you have to kill it to like, you know, live and move on. Yeah, no, Dead Space 1 is better. If it feels better. Sip sip. Okay, Dead Space ran over now. That's my rant done with Dead Space. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm just completely wrong on it though. If like a person who's played all 3 Dead Space games and is a huge veteran and speedruns the games are just like, Cyrus Apricot, you freaking idiot. Dead Space 2 is so much better because of this and this and this, and I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I have my preference, and my preference is survival horror is not for me. But those are my 2 cents. Hey, I played Resident Evil 4. I heard it's less of a survival horror game and more of like a looter, like more of a shooter. Compared to Resident Evil 2. Plus, I get to play as Leon, who's still a dork from what I've seen. So that's kind of cool. I'd be interested in that, I guess. Gosh freaking dang, I've been yapping. I've been yapping. Every time I do just chatting, I'm always scared of like the amount of stuff that I can talk about. Because it always feels really limited. Like I can only talk for so much and so long. I can only talk about so many things. And I feel like my life isn't particularly interesting. And then like next thing I know, I'm ranting about gacha games and Dead Space, and 2.5 hours have passed, and I could still keep going. I could technically still keep going. I guess right now my biggest worry is what the fudge am I gonna stream tomorrow? Because as I said, I'm trying to keep Kingdom Hearts to my afternoon streams, which means I had to do something new for night streams. I'm thinking Remnant, which is technically a Souls-like. So I mean, if you really want to see me play a Souls-like, you get to watch me play a Souls-like game but with guns, I guess. I don't freaking know. Like, we'll see how that shapes out. Again, we'll we'll have to see what I end up playing. I do have some stuff, I guess. They announced, so the Summer Games Fest, they announced Monster Hunter Wilds, which looks freaking fantastic. And also, it looks way more like Monster Hunter World than it does Monster Hunter Rise, even though Monster Hunter Rise came out after Monster Hunter World. And I have yet to play Monster Hunter World. I've streamed Monster Hunter Rise. I have not played Monster Hunter World. And I think one of the DS games that I have pumped the most time into is Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. I freaking love that game. That game was everything to me that League of Legends was not. I really enjoyed playing Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. I'm surprised I haven't played World, to be honest with you. I have it. It's not like, oh, I have to buy the game and it's expensive. I have World. I have the game. I can play it whenever I want to. Okay, actually, here's the reason. Here's the reason why I haven't played it. So, you guys remember when I talked about Helldivers 2? You guys remember when I said, when Helldivers 2 released and the whole internet was on fire with how good the game was? More was. I mean, it was, you get the idea. It was a good game. It is a good game. And how my friends, my IRL friends, they were like, we want to get Helldivers 2. We want to play Helldivers 2. And I said, it's a $40 game. That's pretty expensive. And I recently bought games, so I don't know if I want to buy Helldivers 2. And then they said, well, some of us are planning on buying it anyways. And I was like, frick. And then I rolled a dice, and then I bought the game. And then we played the game together, like me and my friends, and I had fun. It was a fun game. I enjoyed it. The next day, I'm still playing the game. The next day, I'm still playing the game. Guess who played the game the longest? Me. All my other friends who said they wanted to buy the game and play it, they quit after like 2 days. Some of them played like occasionally with me, but eventually I was just level like 20 and 30 while they were level like 5. I played so much Helldivers 2. And it was I mean, I initially started because of my friends, but it was no thanks to my friends. And eventually I stopped because Sony sucks. But you got the idea. Like, gosh freaking dang, I got baited. Now, before Helldivers 2 released, Monster Hunter World came out. Well, actually this happened after Monster Hunter World came out. It was like on sale, and a bunch of me and my friends were talking about it. And then one friend said, "Hey, I'm gonna buy the game because it's on sale. And if you guys are interested, let's play together." And I said, I love Monster Hunter. I just needed a reason to play it. And now I do. So I bought the game and we played the game. We all like bought the game, we made our characters, and then we looked for a day to play together, right? And then me and like 2 of my other friends were like, you know what? Let's do like a mission or 2 together because we don't really want to wait for our 4th friend to join. So we played the game and we had fun. Our 4th friend never played the game. He bought it, he still has it, he played the tutorial, and that's it. My other 2 friends, they both quit. And now I have Monster Hunter World and I don't know what to frickin' do with it. So, I guess that's also an option. I could finally pick up Monster Hunter World before Monster Hunter Wilds come out. And then play through World before Wilds come out. And give it a proper go. Because I've only really played through the tutorial. But I'm open to starting from scratch again. Because I love Monster Hunter, dude. Monster Hunter is such a fun game. I still think 4 Ultimate is my favorite, but to be fair, I've only played Generations and Monster Hunter Rise. And Rise was freaking weird. It was fun, but freaking weird. In Monster Hunter World, I've only played the tutorial and like 1 or 2 missions with my friends. So I don't know. I'd be down to stream Monster Hunter World as well. Remnant. I talked about Remnant. Yeah. You know, a funny idea I had is, what if I played Kingdom Hearts 2 in the afternoons, and in the evenings I played Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep? What if I've just played 2 different Kingdom Hearts games at the same time? Everyone gets the same experience, but I kind of don't want to do that. I want to differentiate things. So, I don't know. It's hard, man. Sometimes I wish I wasn't a variety streamer. Sometimes I wish I could just pick a game and just play that one game. The problem is I can't do that. Like, I cannot stick with one game ever anymore. I think I played too much of League to the point where now I just want to play as much as I can, like as frequently as I possibly can. And I don't know. Plus, I don't even know what game I'd pick, to be honest with you, as like a game I could play consistently. Maybe something like, I don't know, Eternal Return. But like, who watches Eternal Return? Plus, trying to introduce an audience to a game like Eternal Return is so hard. That game is not a very beginner-friendly game. Which makes sense, because, you know, League isn't exactly a beginner-friendly game either. But it's still such a pain. I have to figure something out. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Although, okay, actually, you know, I'm more like genuine news, because I've kind of just been talking about just random crap here. We're 1 follower off from 200. I was kind of teasing this for a little bit, where I was like, oh yeah, like, you know, like we're at like 180 followers. Oh, we hit 190 recently. Thank you guys so. We're at 199. I don't advertise myself. I don't do collabs. So, I mean, obviously most of my followers are ghost followers. Obviously. But we're almost at 200. And that's a lot. That's a lot of followers. That's a lot of people. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything about that, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll the stream, like the day I hit 200, the stream after, I can like buy alcohol and then stream normally, but I'm just slightly buzzed. Would that be interesting? I guess, I don't know. I will say, remember the fiasco a few years back when I said I'll do a body reveal when I hit 200 followers on Twitter, and then I did somehow. I was like 60 or 70 followers off, and then a bunch of people did that for some reason. So then I actually had to do, you know, I obviously don't check my Twitter very frequently, but I think since then I have like 180 followers on Twitter now or something. I don't know, and I'm not really gonna check because I don't care about my follower count. But I think I've like, last I checked, I had like 170 followers or 180 followers or something, which is really funny to me because it means that I hit 200 followers on Twitter, and then over the course of like the last year or two, like 30 or 40 people have unfollowed me, which makes sense because I'm not, you know, I'm literally dead on Twitter now. And we've been hovering at 190, like 798 followers for a while, because I noticed that people have been unfollowing me on Twitch, which makes sense. If you don't watch a streamer, it just, you know, makes sense for you to unfollow them eventually. So I don't have any like blame on that. Like, that makes sense. That's whatever. People move on. Which is why I'm always really grateful to the people who do still watch me. I don't know why you guys do, but I appreciate it. Whew. 200. I'm not promising anything, by the way. Last time I promised something, and then, you know, not it was more work. Although to be fair, doing like a karaoke thing is a lot easier now. Now that I have this PC, and now also, well, it's not like easier. It was always easy, but it sounds better now because the fan is now like not always in the background. I mean, it is, but it's a lot quieter now, like significantly quieter. I'm probably gonna change the color of the front. I like the purple. I do like the purple, but I kind of want to do like orange or yellow. I think that looked pretty cool too, and it's like different, you know, like black and purple, black and red, black and like dark blue. That's like that's normal. I feel like a lot of people would do that, but black and yellow. Oh, I just realized what I just said. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Like black and orange, I feel like is a good like color complement or contrast rather, and not as many people do that. I will say, when I got this PC, it was at like the picture of it said that there was gonna be like a glass window on the side so you could see the inside, and that there would be a little bit more RGB with like more Alienware logos and stuff. And when I got it and I realized like, no, it doesn't actually have that. Doesn't have the doesn't have that like the glass panel. Doesn't have that much that many logos on it. Actually, the only way you can tell that this is an Alienware PC is the fact that it has the logo is the power button at the front. Otherwise, you would probably not be able to tell that this thing is a Alienware PC, which is pretty cool. I don't necessarily know if that's a good or a bad. I mean, here's the thing, right? I'm not a huge fan of like showcasing logos on everything I own and like, you know, brand stuff. So I kind of like how simple it looks. I think with the glass panel, looked a little too much, but with how it looks like now, I kind of like it. I honestly thought that the window made it look uglier. Now it kind of just looks like freaking alien, like a black box. It looks like something a UFO would drop with like the smooth corners and stuff. And honestly, I'm a fan. I kind of like it. I think it grew on me. To be fair, it's my PC now, so regardless of how it looked, I would have liked it. Even if it was like the ugliest PC in the world, by like the next day, I'll just be like, you know what, it doesn't look that bad. So because the fact that I own it, it looks great. Is this how like cat owners and like dog owners like feel? Like you get like the ugliest cat or like the ugliest dog in existence, and because it's yours, it's the cutest like dog or cat like ever. Is that how that works? I have a feeling that's how that works. Well, I like my PC. I thought it was gonna look pretty ugly, but I'm actually kind of happy with how it looks now. Yes. All right. That's all I got. Probably. That's all I got for today. I'm gonna be honest with you. As I said, if the PC didn't come in yesterday, I would be streaming Kingdom Hearts today, and I would probably be streaming for like 4 hours or so, like the usual Kingdom Hearts 2 time that it takes for me to stream. But the PC came in yesterday, and things are screwed now. My desk space, everything is moved. I had to clean up a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of cardboard out in the hallway that I had to take out that I didn't want to do yesterday because it was like relatively late. And I'd rather just take all my cardboard and garbage and stuff today because garbage day is tomorrow. So there's still a lot of stuff I got. I also need to go out to like IKEA or something and buy a proper like stand for my PC. Something a little bit better than this cardboard box. Although, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, I would not mind using this cardboard box permanently. Like, I genuinely don't mind using this cardboard box. It doesn't look bad. The distance, like the amount that it lifts it by, is like a pretty good height. It's like right about where it meets my table. So I can kind of nest it underneath my table and it doesn't like hit it. Pretty understandable. Like it's a pretty good height. I like it. And it's not like too low to the ground that I'm super worried about like dust from my carpet. I guess the worrisome part is like, will the cardboard box like handle the weight for a long period of time? Will it like collapse at some point? I hope not. I don't think so. I don't think there was a huge... I mean, the PC is pretty heavy. Like I can still lift it and stuff, but I'm worried about the whether or not the cardboard box can survive. I guess we'll see. I'll probably give it like a week or two and then go from there. I mean, I still do have to go shopping tomorrow for groceries, but I do have to go out of my way to go to like a Best Buy or an IKEA to properly get furniture for it. I don't know. We'll see. But I will say, one last thing that I would like to point out about this PC that's great. USB ports, baby. My laptop had 2 USB ports. Just 2. That's it. Just 2 USB ports. And it sucked. I could not fit everything that I wanted to use on my laptop with 2 USB ports. That sucked. It was terrible. I got a USB hub. The problem was the bigger the hub, the worse the connection point was for the USBs. So I got one that was 4, which means I had 5 total. And that still wasn't technically enough because I have like an external hard drive. I had to connect my keyboard, I had to connect my microphone, I had to connect my camera for the web camera for streaming the VTube Studio stuff. I had to connect my controller sometimes. But now I have all the USB. I have so many USB ports, you don't understand. I feel so powerful. It's like unlimited power. Like, this is probably how it felt when Thanos got the last Infinity Stone and slotted it into the gauntlet. That's the feeling of power I have right now. All of these USB ports. All of them. I'm such a dork, dude. Oh god. All right. I'm gonna stop now before I actually go off like the deep end here. I still have to adjust some things. I think I'm gonna have to adjust my monitors a tad, like the height of them, so I can, you know, use my computer a little bit more comfortably. I think my chair might be too high, so I might have to lower that too. I have to reinstall a bunch of stuff. I have to transfer my VTuber model from my laptop over to my PC. So that's fun. A lot of stuff I have to do now with the PC. But I should be able to finish everything by today, and then by tomorrow I should be able to stream again. And oh my god, I can stream at 1080p though. If I remember, anyways. I have to remember to swap my Streamlabs settings to 1080, which means I have to move everything around, because the resolution of your stream does affect your sources, because, you know, everything's gonna look smaller. So that's big. It is pretty big. That's what she said. What you said or what I said? Because I think they both apply. Regardless, the sources are smaller on a smaller resolution. So when I increase the resolution to 1080, I kind of have to both. I kind of have to readjust everything. So that things are gonna look a little freaking whack as I figure everything out. Like maneuvering the chat box is definitely gonna be the most annoying thing for sure. Here, let me get that out of the way now. I don't think you guys need to constantly look at my PC anymore. The whole idea was so I could showcase to the world, yes, my title says I have a new PC, therefore you must always look at it. Stare at my PC, peasants. Sorry. I do feel powerful though. I mean, I obviously can't play like Alan Wake 2 on my PC, or at least I can't stream Alan Wake 2 on my PC, and I probably can't stream like. Actually, I probably could do Cyberpunk now that I think about it. I think people were complaining about, or part of the problem with Cyberpunk was that was when the 3000 series of RGX was like a thing, so everyone was getting like 3090s to run Cyberpunk. But now everyone has 4000 series, or not everybody, but you get the idea. Like the 4000 series is a lot more common, which is better than the 3090, and I have a 4070. So honestly, I probably could technically stream Cyberpunk 2077. I'm not going to. I'm not really interested in Cyberpunk, but I could. Or like Hogwarts Legacy, or like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have that many like high, or I don't have that many games that require a really powerful GPU. To be honest with you, as I said, the game on my Steam library that requires the most GPU usage is probably Helldivers, and I don't even know if I want to stream that game anymore. I did, but no, not really. I thought about it, and also Sony sucks, but I like Arrowhead. We'll see. What if I stop becoming a variety streamer? What if I just picked a game and just played that and then grew my audience from there? I feel like when you're a new streamer, it's almost actually, I don't know. When you're new, is it easier to stick with a game or just to like play a little bit of everything? Honestly, for me, I think I grew my community from playing like a little bit of everything. Like I wouldn't have met Didi if I wasn't playing Jump King. I wouldn't have met like Miso or Ray. No, okay. I wouldn't have met Miso if I didn't play Hollow Knight. And I wouldn't have met Ray if I didn't do the whatchamacallit stream. The 24-hour stream. I wouldn't have met Asu if I didn't play Apex. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I guess it just depends on the kind of community the kind of community that you want to create. What the hell do I know? I'm just me. Okay. That's enough for me. Let me check if there's anyone to raid. Probably not, because I don't have friends, but you know. Dude, this is so usually whenever I stream something on my laptop, right? And then I have to like open up new tabs in my browser stuff, it would take like so long for it to load anything. But now it just happens. Like my computer is actually like acting normal as if I'm not streaming. That's so crazy. This is so strange. Like normally if I wanted to open up YouTube while streaming, like it would be like a freaking journey. Like I would be fighting every step of the way. But like now, I could do anything. I could become a React streamer. I won't. I think that's dumb. I think reacting to stuff is dumb, but I could. Nothing's stopping me now to become a reaction streamer. React and yeah, no, I think reacting to stuff is dumb. Definitely the laziest form of content creation. Something that you can only really do when you have a larger audience and when you have enough rapport to add to the stuff that you're watching. I think the only reaction like content creator that I like is Fillion. And that's just because Fillion is freaking hilarious. Okay. No friends on. No one to raid. But honestly, what else is new? Nothing else is new here. Okay. That is it for me. Sorry, the stream is a bit, you know, different. I wanted to play more Kingdom Hearts, but I couldn't because I don't have the game. I'm pretty sure Epic Games also doesn't save your files across games. Like there's no cloud across different devices, so I'd actually have to get the save file from my computer as well. So it just would have taken too long. I would have ended up streaming it like way later, and I want to try and stream it, you know, specific times. Yeah, that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it may be for you. If you haven't, please get up, stretch, get a drink of water, and if it's late, please go to bed and take care of yourselves. I'll be streaming again tomorrow evening. Don't know what yet. I'll figure it out. That's for tomorrow's side to figure out. Today, side needs to figure out the PC stuff. And tomorrow's side will figure out the stream for that day. Yeah, thank you guys. And I will see you guys next time.